baby cakes. What's up? I miss you guys. So the only person who told me what book they wanted to read was Reese and her sister Hallie. So those two picked our read aloud. They picked Junie B. Jones is Almost a Flower Girl. Oh. And this is what it says on the back. Junie B. is a very grown-up little lady. So how come everyone treats her like a baby? It's not fair. But Junie B. Jones knows how to fix the situation. Her Aunt Flo is getting married. What a perfect chance for Junie B. to show everyone how grown up she is. Too bad she wasn't picked to be the flower girl in the wedding so she could really show off. But surely Junie B. can still find some way to get everyone's attention. So that's what we're going to read. It's going to be pretty cool. A flower girl, before I get started, I want to kind of tell you what that is too. When people get married, usually, so the man is known as the groom and the woman is known as the bride. So the bride and the groom are the two people who are getting married, and they pick a bunch of their friends to be part of something called a bridal party, and they stand up in the front with the bride and the groom, and they're supposed to be like witnesses for them when they get married. And then another thing that some people do at weddings is they have a flower girl. So the groom walks down the aisle first, and then he waits at the altar for his bride. And then all of his friends and all of the bride's friends walk down the aisle, and they start to line up on the sides. And then the last person who comes down the aisle is the bride, but because the bride is supposed to be really special on her wedding day, usually they have a flower girl go down right before the bride, and the flower girl takes flower petals from a little basket and drops them down the aisle. And it's supposed to be just like a fun way to decorate the aisle. It's something kind of special, and usually the flower girl wears a really beautiful dress, and they're usually young, and there's sometimes they're related to the bride, and they have like this really fancy special job of going down the aisle right before the bride. So that's kind of a big deal in weddings sometimes. And Junie B did not get picked to be the flower girl. So I'm guessing she's kind of bummed. Okay, chapter 1 is a good one. Chapter 1 is called Ricardo. And we all know about Ricardo. So here we go. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. I am a bachelorette. A bachelorette is when your boyfriend named Ricardo dumps you at recess. Only, I wasn't actually expecting that terrible trouble. Oh my gosh, Junie B. Jones should not be talking about boys, huh? It happened today on the playground. First, I was playing horses with my friends Lucille and Grace. Then, all of a sudden, my boyfriend named Ricardo ran right past me, and he was chasing a new girl named Thelma. Oh my gosh. We know all about Thelma, remember? We heard about Ricardo and Thelma in Junie B. Jones's Captain Field Day. So there she is playing with Lucille and Grace, and there is Ricardo and new Thelma. And he was chasing a girl named New Thelma. Ricardo! I hollered real loud. Hey, Ricardo! Exactly what do you think you are doing, mister? Then I zoomed right after that guy, and I tackled him on the grass, and we wrestled and tangled and rolled all around. Finally, I sat on his legs, and I smoothed my hair very attractive. Hello, Ricardo, I said. How are you today? I'm fine, only I just saw you chasing new Thelma, and so please knock it off, and I mean it. Ricardo raised his eyebrows, very surprised. Why? How come? He said. I sucked my cheeks in at that guy. Because, Ricardo, because I am your girlfriend and you are my boyfriend, and boyfriends and girlfriends are only allowed to chase each other. That's how come. Ricardo kept looking at me. I shrugged my shoulders. Sorry, those are just the rules, I explained. Ricardo's face turned very glum. But I like chasing new Thelma, he said, kind of whiny. It's fun. I patted his arm, very understanding. Yes, well, I don't make the rules, Rick. I just enforce them, I said. After that, I got off his legs and I sat in the grass next to him. Ricardo didn't talk for a long time. Then finally, he stood up and he shook my hand real nice. Junie B, it's been fun being your boyfriend, he said, but I think it's time we started chasing other people. After that, he waved goodbye, and he ran off to chase new Thelma again. My eyes got big and wide at him. No, Ricardo, I shouted. No, 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 come back, come back. But Ricardo kept right on running. I felt weakish and sickish inside. I slumped back down in the grass, only too bad for me, because just then the bell rang for the end of recess, and all the children started running to the building. But not me. I just kept sitting and sitting in the grass. My teacher called my name. Her name is Mrs., but she has another name. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. Finally, Mrs. came out to get me. Junie B, honey, she said, why aren't you coming in? What's the trouble? I looked up real depressed. Ricardo, I said real sad. Ricardo is the trouble. After that, tears came in my eyes, and my nose started to run very much. Mrs. closed her eyes. Oh no, not boy problems, she said, not already. After that, she gave me a tissue, and she stood me on my feet, and she walked with me to room 9. That's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is called Grinded. God, Junie B. Oh my gosh. That is exactly why we don't even worry about boyfriends and girlfriends in first grade, because that kind of baloney happens all the time. And you guys have plenty of time before you need to start worrying about that. Poor Ricardo, he just wanted to chase new Thelma. I don't think that he meant to break Junie B. Jones's poor little heart too. I wonder if you guys can make some predictions for me about chapter 2, Grinded. What do you think is going to happen? Is Junie B. Jones going to get over it really fast? Or is this going to bother her for a while? Is she going to go home and is she going to complain about it to mommy and daddy? I don't know. You tell me. All right, love you guys. Hope you have a very good Thursday and that you're getting all your work done.